everyone. I'm Suzanne Boyd, and we welcome Nicholas Assef, the Managing Director of LCC Asia Pacific, to M&A TV. Hi, Nicholas.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some of these cross-border transactions. You had mentioned earlier that capital is sort of spilling over from the U.S. Talk to me about that.
Look, the markets have been so strong for so many years that there are mega funds being raised, and the competition around valuations in domestic US, the valuations are getting really toppish. So we are seeing, particularly in the last 12 months, a real impact of that capital moving and looking at opportunities in not only frontier economies, but Australia, the Singapores, Indonesias, in a variety of industries. And we only think that trend's going to continue.
Yeah, talk to me more about the valuations here versus in those emerging markets.
So a big driver to that, Suzanne, is debt. So debt in America, you can go and get credit rated, you can get a lot of debt. In many of these emerging countries, the availability of debt is limited. And so those big valuations you get seen driven by geared balance sheets don't exist. So there is a real opportunity of buying a great quality company, but grabbing it at valuations which you just don't see in North America.
There are a lot of challenges to doing these cross-border transactions. Talk to me about the due diligence that has to be done.
It's always a challenge. In certain countries in Asia, there's a standing joke of 3 sets of financial books, and the books are only one dimension. There's this very large cultural element. And that cultural element goes to deal structures. For our clients, it's foolhardy to recommend that go in and pay someone cash and expect they're going to turn up the next day. Structured deals are very much the flavour of the month, and not doing those types of transactions is honestly foolhardy. So doing diligence goes into cultural. And it means that you may need to reference check things from other business leaders, understanding how the contracts work in many of these countries. They're not the same as Western Hemisphere. They can be almost handshake deals done by families, and being able to westernise that diligence is extremely difficult. But that comes back to the value. So if you had in a Tiffany box with a ribbon on it type of deal that you'll get in North America, you can justify 10, 11, 12, 13x. Often you're going to see that same company trading in emerging type markets at 3, 4, 5x. And that's the type of risk that you can take off the table purely because of lack of availability of debt and some of these cultural issues of trying to get right on your diligence.
Anything I missed that you think is worth mentioning?
Look, I think that one trend that we're seeing is what we term in our firm future-proofing. So industrial businesses that are, they're curious and concerned about tomorrow, and in particular in certain economies that have natural strengths. So countries like Thailand, for example, that's always been a major manufacturing hub for places like Japan. There's a startup community there that the technology is around manufacturing. And you can follow that thematic. So, if there's a strong agricultural community, seeing a lot of ag-type startups. And smart companies, particularly coming out of North America, are looking at how they can acquire and reverse that IP back into their existing business model. So that's that future-proofing type concept.
All right, Nicholas, thank you for joining us on I'm
Thank you very much.
All right, nice to see you.